Welcome to the Imperfectly Inspirational Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Bowman. We're so glad to have each and every one of you tuning in this week. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to whatever platform you're listening to us on, so this way you don't miss the newest episode. Also, if you're looking for a little bit more inspiration throughout the week and some maybe a little bit of a hint of what might be coming up, don't forget to follow and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/imperfectly inspirational. We love to see you there as well. But let's go ahead and dive on into this week's topic. And what we're going to be talking about this week kind of flows from our previous episode that we had, which was Show Me the Money. We talked about in the previous episode kind of what are these things you're looking for in life. And in reality, we're kind of our own roadblocks of why we don't have these things or why we're not where we believe we should be in life. This week kind of tags along with that, and we're going to get to that topic here in a minute. But first, I want to start with reading our Bible verse. We're going to be in Joshua chapter 7. Now, our topic takes place throughout the whole chapter, but we're not going to read that. We're going to read Joshua chapter 7, verses 1 through 13, and then we're going to read 20, and we'll dive into the story. And it says, Joshua chapter 7, verse 1, "But the people of Israel broke faith in regard to the devoted things, for Achan, the son of Carmi, son of Zabdi, son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took some of the devoted things, and the anger of the Lord burned against the people of Israel. Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is near Bethaven, east of Bethel, and said to them, Go up and spy out the land. And the man went up and spied out Ai. And they returned to Joshua and said to him, Do not have all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and attack Ai. Do not make the whole people toil up there, for they are few. So about 3,000 men went up from the people, and they fled before the men of Ai. And the men of Ai killed about 36 of their men, and chased them out before the gate as far as Shebarium, and struck them at the descent. And the hearts of the people melted, and became as water. Then Joshua tore his clothes, and fell to the earth on his face before the ark of the Lord until the evening, he and the elders of Israel. And they put dust on their heads. And Joshua said, Alas, O Lord God, why have you brought this people over the Jordan at all, to give us into the hands of the Amorites, to destroy us? What that we had been content to dwell beyond the Jordan? O Lord, what can I say when Israel has turned their backs before the enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land will hear of it, and will surround us and cut off our name from the earth. And what will you do for your great name? The Lord said to Joshua, Get up. Why have you fallen on your face? Israel has sinned. They have transgressed my covenant that I commanded them. They have taken some of the devoted things, they have stolen and lied, and put them among their own belongings. Therefore, the people of Israel cannot stand before their enemies. They turn their backs before their enemies because they have become devoted for destruction. I will be with you no more unless you destroy the devoted things from among you. Get up, consecrate the people, and say, Consecrate yourselves for tomorrow, for thus saith the Lord God of Israel. There are devoted things in your midst, O Israel. You cannot stand before your enemies until you take away the devoted things from among you. Let's jump down to verse 20. And Achan answered Joshua, Truly I have sinned against the Lord of Israel, and this is what I did. Verse 21. When I saw among the spoil of a beautiful cloak of Shinar, a 200 shekel of silver, and a bar of gold weighing 50 shekel, then I coveted them, and I took them, and see, they are hidden in the earth inside my tent, with silver underneath. All right, so before we discuss what just happened here, let's go back a little bit. So Joshua was named leader of the Israelites. God said, listen, if you obey my commands, you will win all these battles. You got to fight them, but you will win them. And they move over to the Battle of Jericho. Everybody's following direction. Everything goes well, smoothly. They get in, they take it over. Well, now, this is right after that. This is kind of during that process. Joshua says, hey, go check out this next city of Ai, report back to me. Well, they come back, and they're like, you know what? These people seem weak. It's small. We don't have to send everybody. Go ahead and do that. So Joshua sends them up. In this battle, they end up losing. They end up losing 36 men as a casualty, and they basically end up getting chased out. Now, this was a big embarrassment for them because they just won a major victory. And Josh was kind of freaking out. That's a normal kind of thing that we all do. We start freaking out when we think things should be a certain way, and it ends up being different than we expected. Well, so Josh was like, God, what happened? What, we would have been better off on the other side. Things, why did you do this, God? And God reports back, hey, listen, Joshua, they're not obeying. Somebody stole some stuff that they shouldn't have taken, you know? And Achan comes up later on, and he ends up admitting to Joshua about this. God says if everything is, dealt with, then they can continue to move forward and winning the battles. Well, lo and behold, Achan ends up losing his life because of this. I'm just kind of summarizing this. Well, ultimately, all of this happened because of one decision to put a little bit of silver and gold away for themselves. And that was all Achan. Achan put that silver and gold away for himself. He was a little bit greedy, and it cost him his life. It cost 36 men their lives, and it cost the nation of Israel to lose an embarrassing war. So the name of this podcast is The Cost of a Decision. As I just said, we saw Achan pay the ultimate price for his decision, and not only was he affected, but so many other people were affected by that as well. And I have a statistic for you here. This is from the Prison Policy Initiative. It's a nonprofit organization, and they estimate that 1.9 million Americans are in prison right now because of a decision they make. See, we're unaware each and every day of how many decisions that we really make. Even the process of driving your car to work and back requires thousands of different decisions. And at one point, whether it is a failure to make a decision or a failure to make the right decision, could be either catastrophic or mess up your day completely. One of the two. Because we know accidents are no fun, right? And even for an example, myself, and as I've told you before, these podcasts, I record them to help me out as well. It's about lunchtime when I'm recording this, and I got home and I was about to just grab a little snack, and we do have some chocolate downstairs, and I was like, you know what, let me grab a little piece of chocolate, and then I'll go do this. And walked right past the banana. I said, you know what, I'm literally about to do a podcast on making better decisions. I think it's a good idea to eat this banana instead of this chocolate, because my goal is I'm trying to be healthier. So it's the little decision changes, right? And it's looking at the end result of your decision making instead of the immediate now, right? So in that case, well, I wanted the chocolate. I would have been very satisfied with the chocolate, but my body wouldn't have been happy with it versus a banana. So that's what I'm getting at. It is the cost of a decision. Little decisions, negative or positive, are going to either change your life in a good way or they're going to change your life in a negative way. And this podcast kind of goes, this episode this week, kind of goes with what I talked about last week in the Show Me the Money episode. I talked about the different things that you're wanting in life, and are you worth that? Are you worth being that person that's, able to get the family that you're looking for, the financial situation you're looking for, or even the job that you're looking for? Those things all come with decisions. And it is important that you understand that your decision each and every day doesn't just affect you. As we saw in the case of Achan, it affected thousands of Israelites. 36 men lost their life because of a selfish decision that he made. And I'll give you an example of this. And this is one of my pet peeves, is when I see somebody yelling at some sort of worker for no reason. Now, I've gotten angry because they've completely failed in one situation, and I may have gotten stern in the situation, but in the sense of berating and belittling somebody because, well, they messed up or whatever, God doesn't do that to you, and you're not perfect, right? So listen, it's a decision when you're out in public to yell at somebody. Imagine the impact that that has on that person when they go home. How are they going to treat their family? How are they going to have to deal with the decision that you made? You see what I mean? There is an effect. Imagine if somebody came and yelled at you throughout the day, every day. You wouldn't appreciate it. And you're going to start treating people differently, outside of maybe inside your own family or outside your own family. We all have to work together. We all have to treat each other with a little bit of dignity and respect, and understand that Making the right decisions doesn't just only help us, but making the right decisions can help create the better world that we're all looking for. We all sit around and we all say, I wish this world was a little bit different. I wish we could get back to the old days. I wish we could do this. Well, make a better decision. Stop and think before you yell at somebody. Stop and think before you treat somebody with disrespect in one way or another. Stop and think before you don't do something. You see what I mean? Maybe you need to take action. Maybe you need to not take action, depending on the situation. But a decision is an important thing that can change the trajectory of your life. And I'm here to tell you, don't be like Achan. Don't ruin your life. Don't end your life because of it, or have your life ended as he did. We need to understand how powerful a decision is and that it can make or break us, no matter how small the decision. Achan took some silver and gold back from basically a pillage of ruining a city. He never thought that it was going to cost him his life or cost them a war. You would never think of that, but it did. And I could tell you today that another decision that can have a major impact on your life is that decision to not know Christ or to know Christ. One of those two decisions is going to affect you after you die. The decision to know Christ is going to get you into heaven and have eternal glory with him. The other, well, we know that's down in hell. And that's something I don't want for any of you today. If you are listening and maybe you don't know Jesus or you don't have a personal relationship, maybe just send us a message. imperfectlyinspirational@gmail.com. I'd love to be able to help talk with you, email you, or if you have a local pastor or somebody you need to talk to, definitely reach out. But remember, folks, a decision is important. Your eternal decision is definitely the biggest one I'm worried about. But everyday life, let's start making little changes each and every day to try to make better decisions, to better ourselves, and to help better the world around us. But folks, you know what? As I say each and every week, you got this. You can make those decisions. You can make your life better. You can make this world a better place. I love each and every one of you. Hope you have a great week.